Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Ethos here for MMOBomb, catching me on a different type of video. Usually I do the free-to-play weekly videos, but today I'll be helping out with a first look on a brand new game that has recently entered into early access. The name of the game is Skydome. It is a free-to-play game, currently available on Steam and gamigo's, I guess, whatever, launcher. It is currently being developed by Kinship Games, and again, the publisher is gamigo. And if you're wondering, this is a pretty interesting hybrid game. It is a game that mixes tower defense tactics with a little bit of MOBA elements. So in Skydome, basically just like a MOBA, you play with 3 other characters, so it's teams of 4, and basically you challenge another team of 4 in a sort of survival game of who can survive the longest against incoming hordes of AI-controlled minions. So if you think of it from a MOBA aspect of minions, it's like that, but it does things a little bit differently, for better or for worse. It's not directly a MOBA where both teams have a PvP element, where both of them try to kill each other. There's actually no direct way that you can interact with the enemy team. Instead, both teams are put on separate sides of the map, and the way you interact with others there are certain disruptable abilities that each character has access to that can fire over to the enemy side. On top of that, you can go inside of the jungle area. If you know what a MOBA is, you'll know that's like an area where you go for farming. But in the realm of this game, you go inside the jungle to kill these special creatures, which then spawn special units on the enemy side that makes it more difficult for them. And basically, you're just trying to survive longer than your enemy can until their base gets destroyed. So these champions are kind of generic. It's kind of what you can expect from any sort of fantasy game. You have your dwarves, you have your humans, you have your mages, you have your big rock guy tank, you have a plant type character. A lot of the characters seem pretty straightforward from what you can expect pretty much in any of these sort of character focused type games. None of them really stand out, to be honest with you. And they mostly follow similar types of mechanics that you might see any type of modern day MOBA. But it's basically taking different ideas from already established games and giving its own twist on it with the tower elements, which is usually something you never see in a MOBA. The pro of this is it's something different in that idea of the strategies that you utilize, because what you can do is you can set up the path that the minions go from their spawn basically into your base. So you can set up walls, and then on top of that, with certain parts of the wall, you can set up turrets and you can upgrade those turrets. So instead of a in-game store that you use to buy items for your character, you're instead using the currency that you get for defeating foes and completing objectives towards buying certain types of turrets and then updating them. And these are turrets that you probably can expect for most tower defense games. Turrets like flamethrowers, turrets that fire just bullets, slow down enemies, add other types of debuffs, support stations to help your allies, and as you progress throughout the match, you're going to be able to build bigger and bigger structures. The way that you control the character is a little bit different. You're not clicking on the screen to move the character, you're instead using WASD to move the character. You have full rotation control where you can rotate your character at any moment to swing. Other than that, that's pretty much it. You're just going to be swinging your blade and you're going to be activating abilities while also building your defenses, and that's pretty much the loop that you're going to be running over and over again. Each character, for the most part, is, like I said, very different from each other. There's no 2 characters that play much alike. One thing about this game that I think kind of hurts it is that there is really no way that you can interact with the other team, like I said. I think it missing the PvP element is a big missed opportunity and would have really helped the game stand out a little bit more. This is a weird comparison, but it kind of reminds me a little bit of Gambit from Destiny, where basically you can send over enemies to the enemy side. It's kind of like that. You can send over certain abilities to take down structures for the enemy or make it easier for the enemies, minions, to breach faster. But that's all. There's no way that you can bring your character over there and actually fight as if it was a MOBA. And I feel like that's kind of a missed opportunity. You're going to get experience, and then use that experience to unlock new characters, and you can also get cosmetics. This game, from a monetization standpoint, is almost like a one-to-one, very similar to League of Legends. You get loot boxes, and you open those loot boxes, which give you shards for skins, and then if you have enough shards of that said skin, then you can unlock the skin for free. Or you could just purchase a skin with real money, just like League's system. On top of that, they also have a battle pass system already in the game. They had a ranked mode in the game, but that's been disabled, and I'll explain that a little bit later. There's just a lot of things already set in the game. There's even custom games, so you can even play with other friends and your own custom sort of experience that you want to choose. And they already have like, I think 3 maps already for the game, and they have a good beginning selection of characters that you can play already day one. The biggest flaw and problem with Skydome as of right now is simply the player count. There's not enough people playing this game right now for me to give it like a true and honest breakdown of really everything that this game has to offer. I have tried throughout this entire past week to multiple times throughout the day, multiple days, at different times, at peak hours even, to try to find matches. And at first, the developers, I think, originally said that like there was like some matchmaking issues with the game when it first went into early access, and they fixed them. Then I tried again, and I still couldn't do it. So then I went on Steam stats just to figure out like, well, why is this happening? And I realized it was because I was the only person playing this game apparently in the world on Steam. Now, of course, this doesn't mean that's everybody. The Steam stats only show you people, the numbers estimated on Steam, and they don't really show you the ones that are on gamigo. So there could be people using the gamigo launcher that are playing this game that I just don't see. But from my experience, and I'm talking about, I've tried on several occasions to try to use the queuing system, I could not find anybody. And I stayed in the queue system for like over 15 minutes. And in my opinion, if you're in a queue system, honestly, for more than 10 minutes, that's already a bad sign. And hopefully maybe this video might encourage more people to try this game out. I didn't know anything about this game until I was asked to give it a first look. I think one of the main things that this game and the developers and the publisher needs to do is it needs marketing. They need to market this game, because this game just dropped into early access. I don't think it was given enough, and I think it gives the impression, wow, already in early access, it already has content, it already has like the battle pass, it already has a store, it already has like a microtransaction system where you can buy it. I don't think it's necessarily predatory, but I can see how people could perceive it as that. You're trying to find different ways of extracting money from people in early access, and you just don't even have a player base to even make me want to buy a skin or get a character. I mean, we're in 2021 in my opinion, and League can get away with it, but I really feel like nowadays people really just don't like having to unlock characters for your cast for any game nowadays. I think just people really just don't like that unless it's very easy to do. League is the only one that does this, but League has multiple ways that it gives you champion shards so you could obtain new champions for free, but this game just doesn't have that. The battle pass seems a little bit too expensive. The premium battle pass is like $20, I think, around there. It's like, yeah, pretty much you're gonna spend almost close to $20, and if you want to buy a champion, for example, you're gonna be spending I think close to like $5 to $10, I think. And there is a rotation, so you do get to rotate in between characters. There's just nobody playing it. So if no one's playing the game, I don't have a way of checking the content out. Now you might say, well, Ethos, there is in the menu a training mode, so even if no one's playing PvP right now, you could hop in. Now you would be right, there are bots in the game, but they're only on the enemy team, meaning you still need to find 3 other individuals to play this with just to play with bots. There is no solo mode where I can just hop in by myself and play against a whole team of bots and me. So really the only way I can interact with this game at this time is just training mode, and I already done it. So it's like there's nothing I can do on this game except for staring at the menus, thinking it looks cool, waiting in a queue, nothing happening, and ultimately just sitting there twiddling my thumbs saying, well, this seems like a decent idea. It seems like a game at least I'd give a shot and just see if it's actually fun with the synergy of the different characters, but I can't experience that, unfortunately, because the training just tells me how to play the game and just how to do it, but it's very cut and dry. You have to do everything specifically the way it tells you to. You can't really experiment. There's really no sandbox. So all in all, what I would honestly recommend for this game is if you're interested in this type of game mode, give it a shot. But if you are going to give it a shot, find people to play with. Don't download this by yourself. Find like a group of friends. If you can find 3 friends to play this with, then I say give it a shot if all 3 of you guys are interested. Find 8 people. But the biggest thing right now the developer needs to do is they need to spend all their effort marketing the game. More people need to become aware of this game for it to even survive, because everything else seems solid. There are like little things like, you might look a little bit generic, or the gameplay might not suit you. These are things that really come down to subjective taste, but really the biggest objective problem with the game right now is there's just no player base. And if this doesn't improve soon, no one's going to give the game a try. And that's really where the focus needs to be. Hopefully by this video being out there, maybe some people will give this game a shot. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my first look at Skydome. It's currently available on Steam for free. Again, you can check the game out, but again, highly recommend you try this game out with a group of friends. Thanks so much for taking a look at this first look of Skydome. My name's Ethos, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out, everyone.